Hey, if you have a one-handed backhand and you want more topspin or want to learn how to hit topspin on your backhand period, this is the video for you. I know so many tennis players can chip their one-hander pretty nicely, but when it comes to ripping some topspin, they struggle. So I'm going to give you 5 ways today that you can get more topspin on your one-hander. This is going to be great. You can actually go out to the court all by yourself and do these exercises that I'm about to show you. Okay guys, let's dive right in. Now, the great thing about today is you can just go out to the court all by yourself and learn how to hit topspin on your one-hander. Before we get into it though, I want to at least explain, if you don't know, what topspin is and why it's so awesome to have. So topspin on a one-hander I think is really important. It's okay if you still want to chip the ball even 60 to 70% of the time in your match, but you got to be able to come over the ball to attack, especially when you're being attacked. Sometimes you need a counter attack. The best example I can think of is Steffi Graf, who had one of the best one-hand slice backhands I've ever seen, and she'd probably slice the ball 99% of the time. But incredibly, when someone would come and challenge her on a big point and they'd hit an approach shot, she could rip the one-hand topspin right by them. So that's a very, very important thing. When you're getting attacked, if someone's coming to the net, if all you have is a chip shot, then a lot of times your ball is going to float there and they're going to put it away. Okay? That's one reason why you need a topspin backhand. Another thing too is on return serve, especially in doubles, it's okay to chip a lot of returns. That's fine. But if you're finding that you're playing somebody that poaches all the time, you need to be able to at least block and hit some topspin. I think it's also good to add variety. You can add that chip, get your opponent staying low, but once they get used to getting low and they get in the groove, it's nice to be able to hit the ball up here, hit the ball higher with a topspin. Okay? So many reasons why you want to invest some time and learn how to hit a topspin backhand on your one-hander, even if your slice is really good. So what is that topspin? Topspin is simply making the ball roll end over end. You see how the ball, when I'm doing this, is pushing forward. It's going forward when I'm rolling here. See that? Slice, which you might be used to doing, the ball is coming back towards me right now. Okay, so this is chip, this is rip and topspin. One of the things you can actually do, and I'll put it in the description below, is you can get yourself a Topspin Pro. I think it's one of the best tools you can get to be able to really understand and know that you're hitting topspin for sure. So what you can do here is set up your Topspin Pro, and you can see if your one-hander has topspin on it. Now as I'm hitting this, you can see that that ball is rolling, and so we know that it's got topspin on it, and it's rolling end over end pretty quickly. One of the things that people do when they get one of these things, a big mistake they make, especially the men, so if you're a male out there watching, I'm sorry, I've seen this too many times on my court, they'll look at it and they'll go, "What's that, Pete?" I'm like, it's a Topspin Pro. When you hit it, you know, if you can make the ball spin, you know that you got topspin. Give me that racket. They'll get my racket, they'll come up here like, all right, so I know to get topspin, those pros, they rip it. Acceleration is really important. And they whack the Topsin Pro, and I wanted to like, get off my court. What are you doing? You're ruining my equipment. You don't want to swing super fast when you're starting to work with the Topsin Pro, because what topspin allows you to do is accelerate. It allows you to accelerate quickly, but it doesn't guarantee topspin, okay? You can swing very slowly and start to learn how to hit topspin. That's what I recommend you do, so watch this. So what I recommend you do is, if you end up getting one of these, don't worry, if you don't have one of these and you're not gonna get one of these, that's fine. The rest of the drills in this video, you don't need this Topspin Pro, but I do think it's a cool thing to get. So what you can do is you can take the back of your hand and you can come up to the ball here and you can start to just roll. And if you can see that ball rolling forward, that's topspin, okay? If the ball is moving forward, that's topspin. What you can then do is bring your hand a little lower and come up and see if you can create. Well, there's no topspin on that one. There we go, a little bit. Okay, so you can practice getting spin even with your offhand. It's a little easier to do on the forehand side, but you can make it work, and it's starting to work for me more. So you're probably going to get a slight amount of spin when you do. That was a good one right there. So you could just practice this over and over again and see if you can get that ball to roll. That one was really good. Okay? It's much easier with your forehand side, but still try it on the backhand side so you can see the ball roll a little bit. If it's rolling forward a little bit, you've got the spin, then you're going to find that you get some good ones like I got there at the end. The next thing you're going to do is get your racket and do the same thing you're going to get here, and you're just going to push forward. Come up here, push forward. Just do that. See the ball spin over and over again. Then get a little further away from the ball. Come up, roll, roll, roll. Racket low, up, go. You can see that's rolling a lot. It's spinning quickly with not much effort, okay? If you feel like you're starting to really get it and you want to try a full swing, that's fine. You can do that and see if you can get the ball to roll, which we got a lot of roll there. So now we know that we're developing topspin. I think it's a great thing to do for one-handers because so many people with a one hand, what ends up happening, a lot of reasons why one-handers don't ever develop topspin is because their hands start to lock around here and they start to go like that and push. You see how that ball's not moving at all? So this really helps you be able to kind of take things in and be more aware that your racket and your legs or everything getting beneath the ball. And if you do that, it's going to be a lot easier to make that thing roll. So you can go in the description below and you can get yourself one of these. All right. Now, tip number 2 is your grip. Okay. The second way you can get more topspin on your backhand is you can experiment with your grip. And I like to teach something I call the motorcycle grip. A lot of people tend to have weak grips. Okay. Their knuckles are kind of down here too low on the racket and they're still trying to hit topspin. Like McEnroe almost kind of looked like this when he was saying he didn't have a lot of topspin on his ball. Okay, when you look at somebody like an Almagro or a Stan Wawrinka, right, a Dominic Thiem, they're very aggressive on their grip. This is what I call the motorcycle grip, where we grab the racket here, our knuckles are on top of the racket. Okay, you still want your fingers spread out. You don't want them like, you don't want to make like a fist there. What you want to do is you want to spread your fingers out, but you want to act like you're riding a motorcycle. And then what you want to do from there is tip the racket head up. Now you're starting to get set more like you're seeing the pros get set. Doing this is going to allow the strings to stay slightly down, to not open up. If we're with our knuckles down here on our racket, when we go to hit, lots of times that racket face wants to open up. It's very hard to generate spin. So just changing your grip there. It's a nice way to then generate that topspin, okay? We're gonna come back with my next tip, tip number 3 on how you can start to rip more topspin. Okay, the third way you can start to get more topspin on your backhand is to really learn and understand how to get your racket in a power position. Now, the power position on a one-handed backhand is different than any other ground stroke that you're going to study and try and emulate. The pros today, and what a lot of teaching pros are telling you to do, is on your forehand, get the racket set, bring it out here to the side, and then get in that lag and go. You don't want to bring that racket to where it's actually coming behind your back here. This is a big no-no. Even on a two-hander, you're not seeing the racket come way back here. It's more here to here, compact and through. Now, on the one-hander, if you're doing that, you're leaving a lot of power and a lot of spin on the table. And all the modern players like Wawrinka, Dominic Thiem, Roger Federer, they get themselves in this power position. See, if you're just coming here, and I do see a lot of rec players do this, if you're just coming from here to here and going, it makes it a lot more of a push shot where you're like pushing the ball instead of really ripping the ball, and it's very hard to create power and spin. So what you want to do is you want to get your racket to face the fence, okay, like this. See that? So a way you can practice is actually just with your offhand and getting a loose wrist and bringing the racket till you see it facing back towards the fence. right, so I can see that. I'm also on video, which is a great thing to video yourself, so I can see that too. Now what you can do is you can practice grabbing the racket and getting in the motorcycle grip. See, so I'm here getting the racket, motorcycle grip, coming there, hitting the topspin. Again, practicing that. This is great. You can use the Topspin Pro. You can also get a bucket of tennis balls. So I'm going to bring out some tennis balls now. I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, so now I got the tennis balls. I want to give you guys a big tip to make things a lot easier on yourself. Sometimes when I'm giving a lesson, people they're frustrated with their backhand. A lot of times they like to feed the ball into me with their backhand. They miss it half the time because it is tougher to do. It's a lot easier to feed in a forehand out of the air or even on one bounce. But to do that with a one-hander, it's really hard to do, especially the drill I'm showing you to get the racket here and then grab it. So rather than doing this and trying to hit off one bounce and go, give yourself 2 bounces so you got time, and you can really take your time with this and feel yourself in the power position, feel yourself grab the racket by the motorcycle grip, and then letting it rip. So 1, 2, go. See, and now we got the nice topspin on the ball. Let's do that again. I'm back here. 1, 2, go. Okay. So here we go again. I'm in the power position. Gonna loft it up. 1, 2, rip. Okay, that was a really nice backhand there. So that's something you can do to really start to feel your topspin coming into play, feel the power coming into play. And now let's go to tip number 4. Okay, so a big thing that you're gonna see on the tour today that is different than when like McEnroe used to play is that when the pros hit, and Stan Wawrinka is the one I really noticed this, when he's done, he's so relaxed with his hand that the racket butt actually faces off to the other court. Okay, so this is something you can practice doing. It will definitely add more spin, more relaxation, and probably have you hit the ball a lot higher than you're used to hitting, which can be great. Now you can develop a rally ball that jumps up over your opponent's shoulders, which is a big weakness for most recreational players. Or you can learn how to hit that topspin lob when they come in. So you can disguise they're going to hit a pass and hit that topspin lob with this finish. So what we're going to do is really exaggerate this. We're going to be super relaxed so we actually want the racket to keep going and face towards the ground. Now this is not what I recommend you hit most of your ground strokes like. It's just getting that idea of being loose and to really get that brush and this finish I'm seeing the pros do on tour. And we're going to exaggerate a little more by just letting the racket head keep coming through and down. Look at that right there, okay? We're going to do it again. Getting set, boom. And what you're going to find is you're going to be hitting heavy balls that go higher than you're used to, which is great. One more time. Again, it's keeping you nice and relaxed, and it's developing that heavy, higher topspin ball. Let's show you from back here. So here we go. Again, I'm just going to work on a nice, relaxed finish, really exaggerating the finish so I can develop a higher shot here. Getting set, look at that finish. Look how the ball goes higher than normal. Look at that ball, developing a nice, heavy backhand shot. Let's do a couple more so you can really see that ball get some nice air. And I'm just focused on the finish. Oh yeah. Again. Look how high those are going. They're all dropping in. One more. So now we go play the French Open right there. Okay, we're ready for French Open tennis. Okay, so our last exercise is a drill I see Serena Williams use to warm up a lot. And that's to get really close to the net and practice trying to get the ball over the net and still keep it in. This is going to force you to accelerate. It's going to force you to really put a lot of spin on the ball, feel the ball, and it's tough to do. Don't be frustrated if you're hitting more in the net or hitting the net strap a lot or it's going just long. It's a nice challenge. It looks easy, but it's not. Also, don't let the ball bounce and bounce up here around the net level. You want to give yourself little low bouncers, okay, to make it challenging. It's okay if you hit the net sometimes. I bet I hit the net a couple times here as I'm getting set here, and I gotta lift it up and over. Okay, that one went really nice. Lift it up and over. Okay, that one went a little long, so I gotta accelerate more. Lift it up and over. So you just practice that, getting that topspin going, feeling yourself brush and roll the ball. Up and over. Notice how I hit the net strap there. Up and over. Up and over. Oh my gosh, that is fun. So that's going to help you too when you come to the court, come to get a short ball, and you got to get that ball up and down in a hurry, okay? So there are your 5 ways that you can start to take your Topsin backhand to another level. If you are like, man, that one-hander is a challenge for me, I've got a challenge for you to take your backhand to the next level. I got a 7-day backhand challenge that you can try right now for just $1. And not only are you going to unlock that backhand challenge, you're also going to unlock a forehand challenge and a serve challenge. It's going to be amazing. You're also going to unlock a fitness challenge. Lots of challenges you're going to unlock. A double specialty shot challenge, a serve accuracy challenge, all kinds of challenges you can unlock for just $1. I'll play a quick preview of what we're working on the one-hander. It's actually teaching you how to hit the Fed one-handed backhand. And if you like it, sign up and I'll see you inside the training.